attention. It doesn't force you to focus on certain components. It rewards your enthusiasm, it rewards your attention, and it is such a joy to be a part of. The more I allowed myself to understand Guild Wars 2, the more everything just started to make sense to me. All the things I had grown to resent in other MMOs were simply absent here. I have said this time and time again, but there is no endless power treadmill here that gets reset every expansion. There's no seasonal grind that invalidates your progress, no fear of missing out hanging over your head by watching your sub time burn down, feeling like you've got to log in and play. Lower level zones here, they're not barren or meaningless, they're alive, they're populated and relevant. Guild Wars 2 focuses on evergreen content that ensures nothing interior feels disposable. And perhaps more importantly to me, which is kind of a controversial topic, this game respects your time, which is a silly thing to say in the format of an MMO, but that's the reality. For an MMO, this game really does respect your time, and it respects you as a player. I can step away for days or weeks without guilt, without anxiety, without feeling like a subscription timer, like I mentioned, is burning down in the background, just begging me and forcing me to play. I came into Guild Wars 2 with zero expectations, and somehow, some way, I have ended up holding it to an incredibly high standard because of how refreshing this game is to play. I didn't expect Guild Wars 2's story to hit me the way it did. At several points, it genuinely caught me off guard. There were moments that I was left sitting in silence after devastating lows, moments of hope and triumph that felt genuinely earned rather than just manufactured are really present here. There are many characters that I've grown attached to, even disagreed with, and sometimes outright resented, and that just shows the strength of the storytelling in this game. Some of the highlights, without trying to spoil too much for you guys, was meeting Aurene or witnessing the crushing weight of Su1. These moments stayed with me throughout my entire time playing this game. Now, the narrative isn't perfect. It starts off pretty weak, if I'm honest, but it only goes from strength to strength, and that's why it works. It made me frustrated at times. It made me emotional, and eventually, above all else, it made me care. It made me care about the world, about Tyria, about the people in it, about the players in it, and everything in between. ArenaNet clearly had a story they wanted to tell, and they committed to telling it fully across the game's many expansions. And you've got to bear in mind here, some of the time spans and the timelines when these updates were coming out were really trying times for the studio, and for the content they put out, some of which was a miss, they also launched some of their most stellar content to date. End of Dragons, in particular, felt like Guild Wars 2, to me, at its absolute peak. It was confident, it's emotionally rich, and firing on all cylinders. This was an exceptional expansion, and it will stay with me for a very long time. In my roughly 350 hours at the recording of this video spent in Guild Wars 2, I have spoken to and interacted with more people than I ever did in over 1,300 hours in other MMOs, and that still amazes me. What makes this even more meaningful is that those interactions haven't just happened in-game. They've also been happening whilst I've been live streaming. Whilst playing Guild Wars 2 live, I've met an overwhelming number of genuinely wonderful people who drop into the chat with nothing but passion for the game and a sincere willingness to help. Now, that's not in a condescending or backseating type of way, but more in a welcome to Tyria, let me know if you need anything kind of way. People inside of the game and out are happy to explain mechanics because they want you to understand. They are encouraging of experimentation rather than outright forcing optimization or shunning you away from the content.
So I says to her, I says, hey, if you were built like Lissa, I wouldn't have to ask.
Charming. And blasphemous. All rolled into one.
May Dwayne bless you.